Welcome to History in Flames. Empires rise and fall, the past comes alive in fire and ash. Subscribe and relive the stories that shaped the world. November 1918. The guns fall silent on the Western Front. But peace does not bring relief, only emptiness. Germany, once the beating heart of Europe's industry, now lies in ruin. For years of total war have drained its wealth, broken its youth, and shattered its faith in itself. The Kaiser is gone. A republic is declared in chaos. And from the very moment of its birth, that republic carries the weight of defeat. 1919, the Treaty of Versailles. Too many Germans, it is not peace, but punishment. Reparations of unimaginable scale, 132 billion gold marks. Demanded from a nation already starving. For every child without bread, for every worker without pay, there is a new word whispered in bitterness: betrayal. The Weimar Republic is born, but its cradle is built on debt and resentment. The government turns to the only resource it has left: paper. Printing presses roar day and night. New marks replace old, but none hold their value. By 1921, prices triple every few months. By 1923, they double every few days. Money loses meaning. A loaf of bread costs millions. Salaries are paid twice a day, or not at all. Children play with banknotes. Housewives burn them for heat. In a nation of engineers and poets, survival becomes an hour-to-hour calculation. Hyperinflation is not just numbers. It is hunger, humiliation, and disbelief. Savings vanish. Lifetimes of work turn to ash. Old men beg in the same streets where they once owned shops. And when faith in money dies, faith in government follows. Extremists on the left and right grow louder. The center begins to crumble. 1924, a lifeline arrives. The United States offers loans, the Dawes Plan to stabilize the mark and rebuild industry. For a moment, Germany breathes again. Shops reopen, wages return, and the lights of Weimar flicker back to life. Berlin becomes a symbol of modernity: cinemas, nightclubs, poets, scientists. But beneath the laughter, the economy stands on borrowed legs, built not on gold, but on credit from across the ocean. For now, the storm seems to have passed. But the wind has only shifted direction. In the next decade, the world will crash again, and this time, Germany will not just fall. It will drag millions with it. The mid-1920s, Germany stands tall again. The factories hum, the cafes are crowded, and Berlin glitters with the confidence of the modern age. But beneath the glow, cracks are forming. The wealth that fuels the Weimar dream is borrowed, and every loan carries a timer. Germany's miracle is written in American ink. Banks in New York feed marks into Berlin. When the flow slows, everything trembles. Economists warn of danger. Politicians dismiss it. The dance goes on. October 1929. Wall Street falls. Across the ocean, Germany freezes. Credit evaporates overnight. The great illusion ends. Loans recalled. Orders canceled. Steel mills dim their furnaces. Coal carts stop moving. By 1932, 6 million are without work, 1 in 3 German workers. Families burn furniture to stay warm. Teachers sell their books for bread. Desperation breeds anger. Citizens curse the banks, the politicians, the republic itself. Pamphlets promise salvation: red or brown, hammer or swastika, it no longer matters. So long as it offers hope, Chancellor Heinrich Brüning chooses austerity, higher taxes, lower wages, fewer jobs. He hopes discipline will save the mark. Instead, it strangles the people the center cannot hold. From hunger comes rage. From rage, the call for a strong man. The republic that rose from ashes now teeters once more at the edge. 1932 Germany is ungovernable. The Reichstag is a battlefield of words, the streets, a battlefield of fists. Communists, Nazis, monarchists, each demands power. None can government President Hindenburg. 85 years old, cannot stop the chaos. He turns to emergency decrees, ruling by signature, not by democracy. The republic still breathes, but only barely. And then a voice begins to fill the void. Adolf Hitler, the failed artist, the decorated soldier, the master of fury, He offers the simplest of answers: blame, unity, destiny. The Nazis promise jobs, order, pride. Their posters flood the cities. Their marches fill the streets. Their enemies disappear. In 1933, the unthinkable happens. The same people who once laughed at Hitler vote him into power. Within weeks, democracy is gone. The Reichstag burns, civil liberties vanish, opponents are jailed. The press falls silent. The crisis that began with money ends with power. The new chancellor promises jobs, stability, pride. His words echo through radios and halls, calming a nation desperate to believe. Factories roar back to life. Flags return to the streets. Uniforms replace uncertainty. But every job created buys obedience. Every rally drowns out dissent. Every voice that questions is quietly erased. The world applauds Germany's recovery. Few see the cost. By 1936, the Reich stands tall. Industry thrives. The people cheer Germany's back, or so the world believes. But behind the applause, steel is being forged, borders tested, and treaties quietly broken. The march to war has already begun. Factories that once built cars now build tanks. The engines of recovery become engines of war. In 1938, the Reich expands without firing a shot. Austria welcomes its conqueror. Europe holds its breath. In Munich, leaders shake hands and call it peace. They believe they've saved Europe. In truth, they've only delayed its destruction. September 1st, 1939. At dawn, the world ends again. Within weeks, Poland falls. Blitzkrieg has begun a new kind of war, built for speed, shock, and fear. In the West, silence. Britain and France declare war, but their armies wait behind walls, watching, waiting, while Poland burns. April 1940, the silence breaks. Blitzkrieg returns faster, louder, deadlier than before. Denmark falls in a day. Norway in weeks. May 1940, the storm moves west. France proud, unprepared, unready for the lightning that is coming. In 6 weeks, an empire collapses. The world watches and realizes the future has arrived. Summer 1940. Across the Channel, Britain stands alone, the last democracy in Europe, preparing for the storm. The sky becomes a battlefield. The fate of the free world hangs in the clouds. London burns. For 57 nights, the sky glows red. The Blitz has begun. Bombs fall, not on soldiers, but on homes, on children, on hope itself. Yet through the smoke, Britain does not bow. June 1941. The storm turns east. Hitler launches the largest invasion in history, Operation Barbarossa. 3 million men, 2,000 miles of front. One goal: annihilation. By December, the advance stalls. The German army freezes outside Moscow. Frost becomes their new enemy. Machines break, flesh hardens. Men die, standing eyes open, frozen in place. 1942. Hitler turns south toward oil, toward the Volga, toward a name that will echo forever: Stalingrad. The city becomes a furnace. Men fight for staircases, for doorways, for inches of ground. February 1943, the guns fall silent over Stalingrad. The German Sixth Army is gone. An empire built on victory learns to kneel. Now Germany's invincibility dies here, buried beneath the snow. Across the world, the Allies strike back in Africa, in Italy, in the skies above Europe. The tide begins to turn. The Reich that rose in fire now feels the current pulling it down. June 6, 1944. Before dawn, the sea is filled with ships. The world holds its breath. Then the doors open. The longest day begins. As the beaches hold, the Allies push inland. France rises. Germany begins to crumble. From the west, from the east, 2 storms close in on the dying empire. And the fire that once consumed the world now turns back upon its maker. April 1945. Berlin is in ruins. The Reich staggers to its end. In a bunker beneath the city, the dictator meets his fate: a gunshot, an empire in ashes. The guns are silent. But the echoes remain in ruins, in memory, in every name carved in stone. The war is over, but its shadow never left us. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. Share your thoughts below.